I am a college student with a 4.0 GPA.
Congratulations. You should give some of your GPA to those less fortunate than you.
Why?
Because some students may not be able to fulfill graduation requirements because of their low grades.
So, you want to take part of what I have earned and give it to students who haven't done as well as me?
Yes. It is not fair that you have such a high GPA when others won't be able to graduate because of their low GPA.
But I don't want to give GPA points to students who don't deserve it. It would not be fair. I have worked for what I have earned.
But it is hard for some students and they are struggling. Why are you so mean-spirited about this? We need an affirmative action plan to help those in need.
But I worked for and earned my grades. Why should somebody else get a free lunch from me?
We need a progressive grading plan. If you earn less than a C, then you can keep all of your grade. But for scores between a C and a B, you should give 30% of that score to the poor student doing worse than you. And for scores above a B, you should give 40% or more to the less fortunate. I mean, at some point, aren't your grades high enough? And you are always telling everyone how kind you are. Don't you want to help others?
What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense.
But if you have excessively high grades, it is not fair. You should be helping the academically weak among us. You should give your fair share.
Fair share? I earned my grades.
But you have come from a privileged background. The field is not level. I just want to level the playing field. All you care about are the high-grade fat cats. Why don't you care about the little guy?
I do care about the little guy. But you are going about this all wrong. You need to give everyone equal access to an education. That is the American way of leveling the playing field. You don't come in after the work is done and change the outcomes.
But that is mean. Can't you see that those with a low GPA are disadvantaged? And they weren't as lucky as you.
Lucky? What do you mean, lucky? I worked for my grades.
You have come from privilege. You had involved parents and good schools. Those who were struggling did not have such a life of ease. Poverty has created a different starting line for the less fortunate. Financial poverty has created grade poverty.
Well, if your side would allow vouchers, inner city and poor kids could go to any school they want. Poverty would no longer be a determining factor. When given the chance to make changes that really will level the playing field, your side chooses to protect the interests of the teachers and their unions rather than help the kids. And then you want to punish me when I achieve good grades.
We don't want to punish you, but you should give your fair share. It is only right. And it will be good for America if you give back. It is for the good of everyone. You should stop being so selfish.
Selfish? Won't your proposal have a negative effect on the value of grades and hurt everyone, including the people you say you want to help?
If those with bad grades are helped today, they will be able to get good jobs. Doing this can create or save millions of jobs.
You aren't thinking beyond stage 1. If you proceed with this plan, you will devalue grades and they will be meaningless.
But those leaving school will have jobs now. This is a fight for justice for the hard-working student.
Wouldn't justice involve just compensation for effort and ability? And what do you mean by hard-working student? Are only those who have lower grades working hard?
It is not fair that you are smarter than those who did not win the lottery of life. You were given a gift. You need to share your luck with those less fortunate. We need to spread the wealth. From each, according to his ability, to each, according to his need. Low-scoring students need your help. If you want to keep those ridiculously high grades all to yourself, you are just being greedy.
Sure, we may all have different gifts and talents, but I got good grades because I worked hard. I didn't win the grades in a raffle. What will be my motivation to keep working hard if you take much of what I earn?
We just assume production. You will work as hard for others as you do for yourself.
But I thought you said I was selfish and greedy. If that is the only thing that motivates me, I must be a bad person. And if I am a bad person, how will I suddenly become altruistic and work as hard for others as I do for myself? If your view of me is correct, how will the act of forcibly taking what I have earned impart a strong work ethic in me? Enjoying the results of my work isn't the only thing that motivates me, but if you take away the fruits of my labor, that seems unjust and certainly won't motivate me to do the extra work to get high honors, or even an A. And if people figure out that they can get a portion of my hard-earned grades, what will be their motivation to work hard?
Such high grades probably means you cheated. You are being greedy and mean-spirited. I will try to convince those in the lower grade brackets to change the grading rules by voting in the next election. We can combine everybody's grades into a general pool, and they can be redistributed to everyone equally. The hard-working low-grade voters will vote for their own self-interest. They will vote with their grade books.
How is your grade envy morally superior to my supposed greed? You are going to engender anger and envy in my fellow students to rise up and take what I have earned through democratic institutions? Do you think it is fair and just that they will get to vote on how much of my grade they take? I can't imagine it will be too hard to convince voters to vote themselves generous gifts from the public treasury. This doesn't sound like America. This sounds like some sort of fascistic, totalitarian idea.
It takes you too long to rebut my election slogan that I am doing this to help the poor. See you at the polls.